What's good, people? It's about that time to ramble to be late, reverse rants, no hate. So, I want to read this to you guys. I want to make sure that you hear it, see it, and hear it. I am doing this for one. When I piece this video together, I might have to combine if I decide to put this as the header. I don't know how clear it is to you guys if you're watching on your phones or if you're doing it on a computer, your TV, or whatever. So basically, the fight is off between Tank Davis and Lomachenko. Remember a couple of videos ago, I told you guys, I said, I've heard a couple of people say the fight is all but done. Like they're like that close to sealing the deal. Remember I said, I don't know how to see that really, because when a fight of that magnitude is supposed to be happening, everybody's talking about it. The fighters are talking about it. Now, it's not good to hype something up before it actually happens. It is good to wait till it's final. That way, you don't have 10 dozen people pumping this into everybody's ears that the fight's happening. And, now everybody start making their predictions and start getting into it, and then the fight doesn't materialize. But the thing about it was, these fighters are not even tweeting, and they're always on Twitter or X or whatever. They're always on social media, and they're not saying anything. And when something is that quiet, okay, even just for the teams to not, nobody to say, well, we're in negotiations right now. If the fight was this close to fighting, to being made, and then all of a sudden Lomachenko pulls out, that to me is, the negotiations couldn't have been that solid. Because if they were both saying things where it seems like this fight is going to happen, why would either team, either fight? Like, nobody was really talking about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, when you see tweets here and there, and this is why I haven't been saying much about this particular fight, because, I've been around long enough to know when something, like certain vibes you get from certain things, like, man, you never know, because the Saudis will pull up a card out of nowhere, and before you know it, you hear about it Monday, all of a sudden that Thursday they're having a press conference or something. So, anyway, let me read to you guys what this is. So this is on X from Steve Kim. It says, so in regards to the Tank Davis Vasily Lomachenko fight, that his it says brand died about Loma's manager, Igis Klinis, just told me, pull it up, Loma is not in the mood right now. He doesn't have the motivation at the moment. He's taking off. He wants to spend more time with the family. He doesn't want to do anything till the end of the year. He's definitely not coming to the ring till the end of the year. Klinis added that while Davis is a highly lucrative bout with Loma, just money is not what motivates him. He doesn't take anything just because of money. You can offer him millions, tens of millions of dollars. If he doesn't have motivation, he's not ready to prepare for the fight. So this is what I'm going to say about this. If a fighter doesn't feel the motivation, no, you shouldn't go and fight. And I would say that for anybody. If you're not ready, you don't feel it, no different from Wilder saying, he doesn't know if he has his hunger, his killer instinct. And then he talked about it himself, made mentions of it as if he doesn't have it. Then he comes back and says that the savagery is back. Okay, whatever. And you guys remember I said the same thing. If he doesn't have the motivation, then no, why do it, right? For what? So I agree with Igis Klinis about him saying he's not motivated, and that, like, bottom line, if he's not motivated, regardless to the money, he can't prepare for the fight. But here's where I gotta get at you Lomachenko fans, you excuse makers, and where I also have to look at Igis Clemens, and I'm going to give you what I feel. I agree with what he said. That's for any fighter. If you're not motivated, don't do it just to do it. Then afterwards say, well, you know what, the truth is I wasn't motivated. And then that's what everybody's going to say in the first place. Well, you shouldn't have took the fight. But here's where, for you Lomachenko fans, let me start with you guys. No, let me start with Igis Clemens first. First off, I see what he said, and here's where things gets cloudy, okay? It says, while Davis is Clemens added that while Davis is a highly lucrative bout with Loma, just money is not what motivates him. He doesn't take anything just because of money. You can offer him millions, tens of millions of dollars. If he doesn't have motivation, he's not ready to prepare for the fight. Now, you just gonna have to remember that you said that. Because if a time comes where you, and Loma are crying about somebody not giving you a shot, or you want to fight, but this person don't want to fight you, right here, you just admitted, this is a very lucrative fight, but he's not motivated. So, just like back in the day when he dropped his belt because he was the mandatory, David Haney was the mandatory for his belt, and he dropped it and decided to go up and do something different. That was a shot, that Devin could have had, win, lose, or draw back then, and it didn't happen. Once again, because of Loma. Tank Davis is known to talk, and then he fights someone else. And everybody's blaming Floyd, everybody's blaming Leonard Ellaby, they're blaming Al Heyman. And I say, no, this is a grown-ass man. Well, clearly you can't blame Tank Davis for this situation. And pretty much, let's be real. We understand what was going on with the war. Loma decided to go over there, and we get all of that. At the same time, it's still a choice. It's still a decision. Now, he wants to spend time with his family and all that. Okay, great. But you got to live with that. Meaning, just like I said, you guys can't come back running your mouths talking about, but I want to fight this guy. When you feel like walking away, when you feel like you're not motivated, all the time in the world is supposed to stop for you because you're Loma or whatever. No. So when you're ready to fight, now everybody's supposed to just wait for you. No. Bottom line, I don't care what fighter does this type of stuff. When it happens, it happens. And like I said, you got to deal with it. Now, you said it doesn't matter how much money you offer him. Okay, so these are complaints he can't have coming back if things don't go his way. Just saying, they can't. And if you guys were in negotiations, and I don't know how close, there was a couple of people that said that they were this close to making this fight happen. Okay. Well, bottom line, it's noted. Loma pulled out, not Tank Davis. All right? Just remember that. For you excuse-making Lomachenko fans, let's just be real. If the roles were reversed and Tank Davis said, man, I ain't motivated by this fight, I'm going to spend time with my family. Every single one of you would be saying, he know he can't beat Loma. He's ducking Loma. Why would you negotiate just to turn around and say, nah, I changed my mind. I don't want to fight anymore. And you'd say it. We've all gotten on Tank and other fighters for talk, and then go fight somebody else. I don't respect when a fighter does that. If you're not going to fight that person, you need to shut up. And I've always said that. Don't be childish and go, well, what about when this person... No, see, I don't do things based on what somebody else do. You think I'm going to sit up here and tell lies to you guys? And then when somebody say, Aries, that's not true. And I'm going to sit here and say, well, Dante's Boxing Nation lied, or whoever, lied. And no, what that have to do with me? Let them lie. I don't need to do that. So now, here's another fight that's not going to happen. And look, time works against Loma. If he's not feeling it, he can't come back talking about ring rust. You guys can't make excuses about ring rust. He can't come back complaining about pay. He can't come back complaining about any of these things. Okay, because he made a conscious decision that, I'm not feeling it right now. Okay, cool, you're not feeling it. But you know damn well, if this was Tank or any other fighter, and they did the same thing to Lomachenko, all you guys would be, oh man, he ducked. But you're not going to say that this is a duck. You're going to say, oh, I can understand that. He wants to see his family, and everything he says is going to be golden. That's why I call him Loma. That's why I call him Loma Christ. Because no matter what he says or does, you guys are going to take his side. I just had to school some people on the same with this Crawford situation. I like Crawford as a fighter. I like Boots as a fighter. But I'm going to call it as I see it, and I'm going to be fair about it. I'm not going to say things to show favoritism to anybody. So, like, when you hear me saying, I don't care if you think Boots is going to win. I don't care if you think Crawford's going to win. The purpose of the video is not to try to change your opinion on who you think is going to win, or to try to make you say you think Boots is going to win. I don't care about that. We're talking about the point of the fight happening. Okay? But the excuses that people make, as usual, they don't seem to understand it. They don't understand themselves. No different here. Anybody, and Loma's a guy that has the type of fans. You guys never say anything to make note of what the fighter is saying and doing that you like, but you're quick to criticize and say something about the other. I mean, come on, man. Shakur Stevenson basically was saying he was supposed to be fighting, and you guys defended and said, oh, it wasn't true. He's lying. Loma doesn't duck anybody, this, that, and okay. So this isn't he said, she said. This is, basically what this guy, Egus Clemens, has said and made known. So listen, if this is acceptable to you guys that he did this, have this same energy with another fighter that does the same thing, which you know you won't. So you hear what I'm saying. If he's not feeling it, no, don't. Just don't come back complaining though. Okay? And at the end of the day, remember I did the video and I said the biggest fight that you want to see Tanking right now is against Loma. You get Loma out the way, then everything else is a pecking order, starting with Loma. Because you want nothing but the Shakurs. You just got rid of Frank Martin. So you get rid of Lomachenko. I mean, who's next? Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, whatever. Just saying. Now that they were in negotiations, this happens. Now, what really doesn't make a matter. It really doesn't make a difference. How deep they were into negotiations. It only basically will look really bad on Lomachenko's behalf if they were really deep into negotiations, like close to sealing the deal, and then he goes, I want out. I changed my mind. However it went down, it's clearly on Loma. Okay, and there was people always trying to defend him, trying to argue with him. Oh, the reason he gave the belt up is because he went on bigger and better things. Well, all he did was went and lost to what's his name, Teofimo Lopez. That's all he did. Bigger and bigger things. Teofimo ain't no big damn star either. You understand what I'm saying? Teofimo just had a fight where people were saying he looked lackluster. He didn't. I mean, so bottom line, okay, bottom line. The fight didn't happen with Devin, not because of Devin. It didn't happen because of Lomachenko. And this is where people, but it's always a but. No, there's no but. Just admit it, okay? The fight didn't happen because of Lomachenko. So now, with this Tank Davis situation, if you guys start being babies, yeah, but Tank does this and this is the type of petty stuff that I'm saying. I'm too grown up for that nonsense. This fight's not happening. Once again, Loma decided to make a choice. So you don't hear me saying what he should or what he shouldn't do. He made a choice. He has to stand by that. Now making this known because there's people that's so fickle and thin in the brain that Lomachenko could come and say, oh, he want to fight Tank. Tank might be like, man, fuck you. When we were supposed to fight, what did you do? Fuck you. Now you gonna wait. And you know what people gonna say? Oh, he's ducking Loma. Oh, so Loma's feeling it now. So his opponents are supposed to feel it when he feels it, right? So, I mean, come on, man. Think about it. He doesn't take anything just because of money. You can offer him millions, tens of millions, millions of dollars. He doesn't have motivation. If he doesn't have motivation, he's not ready to prepare to fight. What do you think that he's just getting that from, huh? So this is pretty much him dealing with Loma and Loma showing no interest. They're all getting older. Excuses don't matter. Which means if they do pick this back up and then he gets knocked out when he comes back, well, just saying, at the end of the day, if you start talking about ring rust, you start talking, oh, he got old, or he whatever. My point is, just remember where this is coming from, okay? And this kind of reminds me of when the whole Floyd Shane Mosley situation. I'm gonna get my tooth fixed, and I'm going on vacation, and this and this and this, and he ends up talking about how Floyd didn't want to fight him. Floyd waited for him to get old. When people make that excuse for Shane never tells the truth and says, nah, I went on vacation. I even thought that I had to get my tooth fixed. I got my tooth loosened or knocked out or whatever it was. And I went on vacation. No, he goes with the narrative. Floyd waited for me to get old. How? You the one that didn't want to fight. And the thing is, Floyd didn't call you out after you made it clear you didn't want no smoke with Floyd. Floyd didn't call you out. You and Bernard Hopkins jumped in that ring. Remember, after the Manuel Marquez fight. After that beatdown Floyd gave him, that's when y'all jumped in the ring and you begged for that ass whooping. You had your two good moments, and then you got dominated. So what I'm saying, years later, I'm hearing people talking about how Floyd ducked Shane Mosley and all this, like, really. So that's why the fight didn't happen, because Floyd ducked him. Okay. So, yeah. Clearly, Lomachenko has no motivation right now. He don't want to train. Okay. Bottom line, be stand-up men and women. Be honest for once in your life and say, okay, yeah, Loma ducked. I don't want to hear this shit about, no, he don't have the motivation. He can be telling the truth. He can be telling, want to go spend time with his family. He can be telling the 1,000% truth. I'm saying, okay, I'm not saying what he should or shouldn't do, but I know how you guys are. And I'm saying, no, I don't want to hear that shit, because I know right now for a fact that if Tank Davis decided, okay, if the little weird belly dancer decided he wanted to pull out, y'all be sitting there going, oh, he ducked Lomachenko, and you know that you would. He could give the same exact reason that Lomachenko was saying. What? Lomachenko was more important than the little belly dancer's family? You guys wouldn't be by that. You'd be saying, I don't want to hear that shit. He's ducking. He knows he can't beat Loma. Okay. Tank fans are saying the same things about Loma right now. Fuck being a fan. I'm saying, just remember, he made a decision. And yeah, I don't care What he's talking about, lack of motivation or whatever. Okay, well, hey, shit happens. And here's the thing: your lack of motivation or whatever, you want to spend time with your family. Okay, well, that's causing you to duck. That's the reason for your ducking. What you're ducking. Okay, you're ducking. Bottom line. And then for the fight to not happen, and him talking about he wants to not, mind you, it would be one thing even if Igis Clemens said, if he said, look, he wants to fight, and he wants to fight Tank Davis, so he wants to come back and fight Tank Davis at the end of the year. No, he's not ready. He's basically he's saying he wants to come back at the end of the year. He's not coming back until the end of the year. But notice how Tank's name is not being mentioned as the opponent, right? He's not saying he wants to come back and fight Tank. He just wants to come back and fight at the end of the year. Okay, no problem. No problem. But bottom line, it's a duck. It's I don't care. People can make all the excuses they want. I don't want to hear nothing about, remember, what about that time when Tank did? I don't want to hear any of that shit, man. Once again, you stand on business, just admit it. You tell yourself, if any other fighter, I don't care who it is, if they did this to Lomachenko, that y'all wouldn't be saying that that person ducked Lomachenko. And you know you would. And you would not be talking about, oh, I could understand Tank want to go see his family and, he ain't worried about the money. Okay. So again, he comes back and he starts talking about, oh, Tank scared, I want to fight, Tank don't want to, or whoever. No, man, no. That's not how this works. That's all. And that's all I'm saying. Be fair and call that shit down the middle. I get on everybody. And I know you guys are not used to that. You're not used to a person doing what I do. You're used to people taking sides and making up excuses. I don't do that. I have no interest to do it. I have no reason to do it. Right. So he's definitely not coming to the ring till the end of the year. So his mind is made up. His mind is made up. He's not coming back to the end of the year. Now, do you expect Tank to wait for him? For whatever date? Was it November for them? I think it was November. Yeah. And here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. What's after November? December. So, I mean, how late in December does he want to come back? Okay, because January 1st is a new year. So how long down the line? I mean, we talking about a month apart. And they was trying to make that fight happen in November. See, and that part right there just sounds real shady. Think about it. It's only a month apart. And we don't even know. They didn't say, I don't remember if they said a date in November, but yeah, in November. So for him to want to come back late in the month, what are you going to fight? Before or after Christmas? You understand what I'm saying? So if that would be the case, you guys could postpone until November. I mean, until December, for that to be the case. And if you're gonna sit here and say that you understand his point and you back him, that's all fine. All I'm telling you about yourselves is you're nothing but unfair, biased fanboys. If you can't just open your mouth to admit he ducked, and you're gonna make excuses for him ducking, bottom line, you're just exactly what I'm saying you are, because that's what you display. Bottom line. And where am I coming from with all of this? Because when I saw the story, y'all know that Mecca Boxing that I put up, when I scrolled down and looked at the comments, Lomachenko fans were already making excuses for him. And they were saying stupid shit like he don't need Tank, Tank needs him, bullshit. They need each other. all of this stupid stuff that they were saying, and oh yeah, but Loma, you gotta understand, he came to the war and he did that. He deserves it. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm coming from with this video, because I already saw the comments and I'm like, wow. Not shocked though. But at the end of the day, the excuses were pouring in. Put yourself in those shoes. If you didn't see your family for a long time, you want to see them too. Now, if the little belly dancer was in the same situation, you guys would still be, you would not be sentimental. You wouldn't be sitting there talking about, oh, I understand. You'd be saying, Tank, yo, you're ducking. You're chicken shit, Tank. You're ducking. That's what you'd be saying. So, there's no way you can't say the same thing about Lomachenko. And this is what I mean about how you guys love to complain and try to defend people. But the same person you're defending, if she was on the other foot and they did what the other person was doing, okay. And that's all. I'm fair about. I don't have nobody that I'm gonna put them on some pedestal like they can't do wrong, and I can't speak about something that they're doing and voice that I don't agree with something. It's not just about a disagreement. We all see things certain ways. But when you do something that's just pretty much underhanded, now, the only thing that would be underhanded as far as from what we know, and I don't know the details of the negotiations, of how deep they were in, actually, but this is what, I know I'm not the only one that heard that. They're like this close to finalizing. But just the simple fact that you are willing to let all that money go. This is life-changing money on top of that. So that's okay. You want to go see your family. You want to spend time with them and all that. And then I'm not trying to be funny or heartless about it, because war is a bad thing. And just the whole idea of it is crazy. But I'm getting sick of hearing it as an excuse every time something happens. Come on, man. He done came back and had several fights since then. Stop with this nonsense. Every time something happens, he went to the war. Why do y'all feel the need to constantly bring that up? And the funny thing is, y'all like y'all from the Ukraine, like y'all feel it so much. Y'all right here don't even care about what goes on here. And I'm not saying, like I said, there's no way to support war in a good way, really, to be honest with you. It's just the whole point that it comes to that, where people are losing their lives. Innocent people are losing their lives, but people don't care. So, once again, this has nothing to do with the war, right? This is just bottom line, him passing up on this lucrative payday because he's not motivated. Okay. And listen, it don't matter if it's the lack of motivation, if it's he want to go see his kid, whatever. Take your pick. Those reasons that Aegis Clemens just said, that's the reason he's ducking. Could be another reason. Who knows? Okay? But bottom line, you guys would not be saying the same things towards his opponent. You'd be saying that they're ducking Lomachenko. And whatever happens, happens. But time is not on his side. So that's the choice he has to live with. Anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.